This is for Patreon, guys. So, I have a good example here of, I want to say, not being able to polarize your relationship, not relationship, conversation, right? Because polarizing doesn't only stand for our entire relationship, but when you first meet somebody, right? Because this is one of the mistakes that a lot of guys do. And this is actually a really good example because this is the whole idea of a guy trying to impress a woman. Let's play the video and then I'll give you some commentary.
White people love to tell you about the time they went to Africa to build a school for the kids. They actually get off on it. It is so sick. Like, they're like so excited, like, the African kids, they love me. Like, what the fuck do you want me to say? Like, oh my God, you like the kids even though they were African? So I was out with this dude and he was like, what kind of books do you read? And I said, Asian American literature. Like, I want to read more books by like POC people. Like, I don't want to read from white authors. And he's like, oh, it sounds like you hate white people. And I was like, yeah, I do hate white people. And then he brings up next, by the way, when I was younger, I went to Uganda and I built a school. Like, I love the African kids so much and they love me so much. Okay, cool. They act like they've transformed the whole economy and education system. And I said to him, so, like, when you leave, who's going to make sure they go to school? Are you creating jobs? Like, you just built a school. Like, that doesn't mean anything. And that's a white savior complex.
Okay, so let's break this down. For starters, obviously, the guy that was talking to her realized that she was had this thing where obviously she has something against white people, or maybe she's either battling like a superiority complex, right? Where she thinks that she either is better than white people, or she just generally hates white people because, white people in the history in the last, millennia too, or maybe a little longer, they've been doing some foul things, right? So you can understand that. But where he went wrong was failing to polarize. So when she talked about the literature and this and that and the third, he said that, well, when I went to Africa, I built a school, right? And when you say that to women, they know you're just trying to impress them and you're not polarizing. You're like, oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, well, that's good for you. You know what I'm saying? I still read white literature. Instead of trying to impress her, he should have said something like that, or said something contrary where it's not exactly where she's going to hate him. But in hindsight, when you think about it, building a fucking school is quite an amazing thing. Even if it was white privilege or whatever. How many people do you know built a fucking school in Africa? It's still a nice thing, right? So that's why I said either she just like has a thing where she generally hates white people, or she has like this superiority complex where she generally thinks white people are better than her. But where he failed was not polarizing, right? Don't try to impress the girl, because that's what most guys do. That's how guys end up in the friend zone, right? But it is quite crazy what she's saying, but I can see where he went wrong. And this is what I want to tell you guys.